I wanted you to look at your life right now and to realize that you are not lacking. Like, you do have abundance and it's there and it's available. And I think I was confused. So all I want you to do is look at all the ways in which your life is already good, how your life already has abundance, how you're living in a state of plenty already. This is a function of our mind. Our mind has a perception and a perspective, right? So we can look at a situation in a number of different ways. The situation isn't what it is. It's our interpretation of the situation, which is a function of our mind, that will tell us this is good, this is bad, this sucks, this is making me really happy. So the situation itself is not good or bad. It just is. There is no meaning. The ocean is not beautiful. It's not sitting there going, I'm so beautiful, look at me. Like, it just is. We look at it and we decide that that's what beauty is. That's what beauty is. So now we get an opportunity to do that with our lives. And so if you look at your life and you're like, oh, this sucks. I am displeased with this. I don't have enough of this. I'm not good at this. I don't know enough about this. Oh, here we go again. Another person coming over here to insult me. It's a way of seeing your life. And the way that you see your life, the beliefs that you hold about it, then determine what you think. Because you start to think from the interpretation of your life, and how you interpret your life is true for you, becomes your truth. And then you start to express life based on that. So we can actually create our own reality without changing our physical reality. So you can go from seeing nothing but lack and limitation in your life, nothing but displeasure, nothing but dissatisfaction, and you can turn it around and start to observe love and joy and peace and plenty and all those things. But I don't want you to stop there, right? So a lot of people will stop there. They will say, okay, let's start seeing the good in our lives. Let's be happier. Let's have more peace, inner peace. And that's great. But I want you to start to see the good in your life and then to call in more good in your life so that we actually physically change what you observe in your life. So if you continue to see the same thing in your life year after year, the same amount of money, the same amount of business success, the same relationships, the same health, your health is similar year after year after year. Likely what's happening is you're starting to perceive your life in a more favorable light, which is good. Like if you're feeling happier, but nothing else has changed, but you haven't changed your identity. So I want to talk about identity. That's really important. We will call that in. So the energy that we want to be in then is we want to be in an attitude of gratitude, but we want to be grateful, but never satisfied. Now, if you truly are satisfied, if you think your life is perfect, it is amazing, it cannot get any better, you're living in awe of it every day and you're like, wow, I'm so blessed. Could this get any better? I don't even think so. If you're already living there, then okay, maybe you don't need dissatisfaction. But I don't think you'd be on a training like this, if that's the case. So if you're on a training like this, you understand awareness, you understand ascension, and you understand wanting to become a better version of yourself to experience the better that life has to offer. So grateful but never satisfied is a beautiful energy to be in, because dissatisfaction is a creative energy. Because if you're not satisfied with your life and you want more, what are you more likely to do? You're going to take risks. You're going to make different decisions. You're going to ask for more in your life. And if we all decided that we were satisfied, life's good, we're done, and we just stayed the same, we would not evolve as a species. Like there wouldn't be Tesla. There wouldn't be going to Mars. There wouldn't be the internet in this Zoom. Like we are meant to ascend and expand, and we are meant to become elevated versions of ourselves. That is in our nature. So dissatisfaction is in our nature. There are some people that feel like it's a bad thing to be dissatisfied. I always want more. But I think what's happening is they feel that they don't have enough. Do you feel the difference? I don't have enough versus I want more. Two completely different feelings. So I would never say or feel like my life isn't enough. I'm not enough. I don't have enough. financially. And when I say I would never, I mean Casey, the version of me that I am right now. Past versions of me, oh yeah. So I never have enough and I want more, right? Two completely different energies. So let's stay in the energy of I would love more. I love what I have, but I would love more. I'm open for more. So we really, really want to move into this energy then of I'm grateful. I'm never satisfied, but I'm so happy with my current life. That's how we become a vibrational match. I talked about the law of infinite supply. We create a demand and then supply will infinitely be generated through that demand, right? So the demand is in your thinking. And so everything starts from the mind and moves into the physical form. Nothing starts in the body and then you think about it later. It's the other way around. The mind is actually what is controlling the body. So if you are taking action and you don't know why you're taking action, or you're not taking action, the knowing doing gap, you know what you need to do every day, but you just never do it. And you're not consciously aware of why. It just means that you just don't know why. But there is something in your thinking, a belief that can change your action in your life. But the law of expression, this is a law that I teach in part of my course. I have a course called By Law. And the law of expression, I actually haven't read it anywhere. It just came through me. And what I found with this law and why I wanted to really, really put this down into like a concrete way of seeing it is the law of cause and effect says that every effect in your life is caused by one thing, your consciousness. But then I go, how? But I need to know how. So then I said, okay, well, the how is the law of expression. Because what you have programmed in you, in your mind, what is programmed in the subconscious mind, specifically unconsciously, you will naturally and automatically express that version of you. That's the law of expression. So if I believe in my mind, I'm a failure, okay? And this might not be a thought that comes through for you. Like you might not think to yourself, oh, look at me, I'm a failure again. But you might have the feeling that you're a failure. Do you know what I mean? Like underlying belief that, oh, look at this person is succeeding again. Where does that come from? That comes from your belief that you're not. Because another person succeeding does not trigger you if you believe you're succeeding as well. If you believe you're succeeding as well, you're like, wow, look at them go. Yes, this is exciting. But when you see somebody winning and you're like, again? Look at them go. And you're triggered, you're activated, you feel jealousy, you feel envy, you even just, you can't watch it. Like, I can't even look at this. It's pissing me off. You don't believe that you're doing what they're doing. And that's the trigger. That's the activation. So that tells me then that there is something in your subconscious mind that believes that you aren't successful or successful enough. So if we have a belief in the subconscious mind that is, I'm not successful enough, you're naturally and automatically going to express life as that version of you. So how do we express and naturally and automatically be somebody that believes they aren't successful? You have an idea, an intuitive hit to go live, and you go, no, nobody's going to watch it anyways. You have an idea for a course, and you go, nah, maybe I'll work on it in 6 months. Like, you will literally behave in a correspondence to what's within you. So for me, I believe I am very successful. I have programmed this into me. I'm successful. How are you? If you've seen Tiffany Haddish, that reel, she introduces herself. Hi, I'm successful. How are you? So like that really resonated with me. So now I'm like, I'm successful. I'm successful. Oh yeah, I'm the most successful person I know. Like these are the types of things I say to myself now, right? Because they make me feel a certain way. So I started to believe it. And then now I'm like, every time I get an idea of something, I'm like, team, let's launch it right now. And they're like, well, Kathleen, like, you know, we got to like look at the schedule and like, we got to do a whole bunch of back end things. This is what I mean is like, when you believe certain things about yourself, you behave different. You just walk differently, right? How do you begin that successful thinking? So I have a 4-step manifestation process. I'll say it's super, super quick, but I think we have the manifest replay maybe on YouTube or something like that. But basically, it has to be, number one, awareness. You cannot change your thinking unless you are aware of your current thinking. So there's a lot of people out there that just start pulling affirmations. They're like, oh, that's a good affirmation. That's a good one. And they don't actually know themselves. They aren't aware of themselves. They just start using these affirmations. But self-awareness is the key. So it's to say, you know what? You're right, Kathleen. I do feel that way. Or you know what? I don't feel this way about myself, or I'm having thoughts like this. And so once you are aware, you can create the opposite way of thinking. It's one thing to say it to yourself, but how do you really embody the feeling of being successful? So you get it. Like, Michelle, you actually get this. This isn't about just saying on a conscious level, I'm successful, I'm successful, I'm successful. The next step is to say, what would I think to myself? What would I say? How would I behave if I believed I was successful? If I was truly and absolutely convinced that I was successful, what would I do? So number 1 is always awareness. Number 2 is to enter into the spirit. You must enter into the spirit of thing before you do the thing. So entering into the spirit means to connect to your oneness, to connect with God, source, energy, universe. Don't try to start manifesting what you want alone by yourself, because what are you going to do? You're going to move your body in mechanical masculine action. You're going to hustle. You're going to grind. You're going to work hard, and you're just going to move. I want you to slow down. I want you to get in spirit. I want you to feel God all through you. I want you to feel that source energy. This is where spirituality comes in. And then you go into the intellectual mind. Number 3, reprogram the intellectual mind. So when we're reprogramming the intellectual mind, we're saying, okay, now I'm aware that these are the wrong and small thoughts I have about myself. These are the things that I believe that are true that are limiting me. Wow. So what thought wouldn't limit me? What would open my eyes up? What would open my mind? What would open me to be a new vessel? So a lot of you had awarenesses, aha moments, because I said things that you became aware of your belief around them, which now you can create a new belief. But then step 4, the manifestation process, is to actually embody the new belief. So if I was successful, I would launch the course. If I believed I was successful, I would go live. If I believed I was successful, I would show up. I would post myself on my social media. I would put the open sign on the front of my store. So this is where we want to understand the old, replace with the new, and then we want to embody the new version of ourselves. Put it into the body. One of my favorite quotes that I've said is that, like, I have faith on fire, man. Like, I have faith on fire. And what that means to me is that I'm literally walking in faith. So every step I take towards what I want in my life, I do it with faith on fire. So I'm walking with faith. So how can you walk through life as a successful person? How can you walk through life confidently? How can you walk through life with courage? How can you walk through life with bravery? And when you're walking through life, you're moving forward continuously. So this is how we actually do a whole reprogramming of the subconscious mind, so that what you naturally express is a new version of you. You will move differently. Many of us, I feel like, especially in the masculine way of doing things, we want to use motivation. Like, we want to use motivation and, like, you got willpower, right? Oh, we're going to use motivation and willpower to change a habit. So do it for 21 days and it'll become natural. Don't do it at all, only in your mind. Then when you start to do it in the mind, it's natural. And then when you do it in the 3D world, it's easy. And then it naturally becomes what you love. I just spent 3 days with my best friend in Mexico, in Tulum. She came with me. And her and I have known each other since we were 12 years old. So she really knows Kathleen, the girl, and then the young woman. And her and I, we, in the past 4 years, haven't talked all that much. But we're the type of friends where we don't see each other for a long time. We come back together and we just click right back again. But it was really powerful to be in her energy, because she was like, what happened to you? You were so insecure. You hated yourself. You hated your body. You were like shameful and self-conscious. And I was timid, and I would have said I was shy and I hid myself. She said, you're the same woman, but you're a completely different version of you. Because now I let my light shine and I self-express. I don't suppress. Maura was suppressing. She's now expressing. So here's a little example from my good friend Lane. Okay. So Lane, I adore him so much. I haven't heard from him in a bit. I'm supposed to reach out and see how he's doing. but he was taking the Wealth from Within program last year. And he messaged me and he's like, you mentioned self-expression. And I said, yeah. And he's like, and you mentioned how, like, are you fully expressing or are you suppressing based on what you think people will think of you? He's like, yeah. So I tested something out. I said, okay, what? He said, well, I drove up to a light. He's in his car listening to music and he's dancing and singing at the top of his lungs, just fully expressing, just dancing and singing and just having an amazing time. And then he pulls up to a stoplight and there's a car beside him and he stopped and he paid attention and he noticed. And what he noticed was the worry about what somebody else is going to think of him with the singing and the dancing. And so he noticed it right away, turned the music back up, and started dancing again. That's awareness. To notice when I'm suppressing because of the observer, there's a thing called the observed effect. If we believe that we are being observed, we behave differently. And so I think what we want to do is we want to return back to a version of ourselves that loves ourselves so much that we are comfortable being ourselves. Thomas Troward says there is a livingness in being ourselves. There is a livingness. What does that word mean? Livingness. Have you felt the livingness of life? I don't think I felt that until 2019 when I started studying myself. I truly don't. I think I had moments of fun and moments of joy in my life, but I don't think I really felt the livingness of life. To feel alive, to feel fully alive in being yourself, right? And I used to be somebody too, and you may resonate with this. I love to dance. I love to move my body and I love to dance. But up until probably 2020, I needed alcohol in my system to dance in front of someone at a wedding, at a dance club. There's no way my body would even move without that alcohol to remove some of the inhibitions, to relax me, to let me let go of the self-consciousness. I was so self-conscious. I was in my personal mind. I was in my ego, right? We believe that there is an invisible audience watching us at all moments, judging us. And it matters what they think of us. It matters what outfit I'm wearing. It matters the way I move my body. And then you have a little bit of alcohol. What does the alcohol do? It lets your mind relax, soften, stop trying to control, stop being so self-conscious. It's not that serious. It's not that important. Let's stop, right? This is what I want us to do, is to learn how to let our light shine for us to be ourselves without needing that sort of thing. So now I dance and in front of anyone, anywhere, it doesn't matter to me. And I don't drink alcohol anymore. I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 2 years. I feel so clear and just so connected to source energy. And I have no problem dancing. I even went to a club in Vegas. We were out till 3 a.m. I haven't done that in a long time. I just wish that the clubs opened at like 6 p.m. Like go to dinner, go to the club dancing for an hour. But like the club doesn't even start hopping till 11 at night. Like I have been sleeping 2 hours at that point. Anyways, just a little funny. But even our team, even right before we got onto this call, we have a dance party as a team. We play really great music and we dance before. And so it means a lot to be able to move your body and to fully express and not worry what other people think of you. So what's the connection to money then? What does fully expressing yourself have anything to do with money? Money responds to your identity. So who you believe you are has a feeling, right? If I believe I'm not worthy, that doesn't feel very good, does it? It's called the emotional conception of self. So Kathleen, 4 years ago, she felt a certain way. She felt insecure. She felt kind of sad. She felt kind of, I would say, underwhelmed with life, So that feeling of me created a relationship with money to a certain extent at a certain amount of money, about $100,000 a year. Think about someone that's very, very wealthy, that has a lot of money, and they have a big impact on this world, and they love what they do. Absolutely love what they do. They're living in their purpose. They work not because they have to, but because they want to, right? So think about somebody like that. What's their identity? They believe they're worthy. They believe they're good enough. They believe they're powerful. They believe that they're impacting people positively. They believe that they're making an impact on the world. Like, it's so important for us to understand that they see themselves in a certain way, hence why they manifest the wealth they manifest. But money is not manifested from mood. One of the biggest myths that I hear all the time in law of attraction is just think positively. Thinking positive thoughts will create positive results in your life. Is every wealthy person a positive person? No, absolutely not. And is every positive person wealthy? Nope. So how I like to see it is the identity of who you believe you are has a feeling which matches a frequency of a vibration. And the frequency of vibration related to wealth is how we match with the vibration of wealth, and we then generate more. So a lot of people will focus on manifesting small sums of money or one-time sums of money, right? So if you want to manifest $5,000, I'm going to teach you how to manifest $5,000 once. That's not what I do. I'm not going to teach you intermittent manifestations. What I teach is transformation. So I teach you how to go from the life that you're living today to a completely different life by creating a new identity. So let's increase your income every month by $5,000 per month consistently. It's a habit. Then when we've increased our income to $5,000 a month more every month, let's go to $20,000 a month. Every single month, consistently as a habit. It becomes natural, and this is how you express life. So this isn't about just a lump sum of money today, right now, for a moment. This is about understanding that we're going to actually change the way in which you see yourself, create a transformation, permanent change in consciousness to elevate who you are and elevate your experience with life. This training is specifically geared towards money, but I don't want us to forget that it's not the only thing. And it's not the most important thing. It's not. The most important thing comes from, I would say, self-love. Then I would probably say fulfillment and gratitude and joy and wholeness. And then money becomes one of those things that can be a beautiful contribution to the experience of your life. So yes, I want better relationships. Yes, I want more money. Yes, I want better health. Yes, I want to travel more. Yes, I want to make a bigger impact, etc., etc., etc. So I can manifest the lottery, but only as a starting point. Why would you want to manifest the lottery? Why would you want to win the lottery in a lump sum once? Because it's easy. You don't want to work. You don't want to change. You don't want to transform. Why would we want to do that? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just asking the question. I'm just making you self-aware. Winning the lottery is actually not by law. What does that mean? Money was created for an exchange. So in order for us to use money according to universal law, it is to be used in an exchange. So I'm going to do this for you and you're going to give me the money for it. So what is your impact on others for winning the lottery? How do you help the world before you get the money? Okay, so we could say, oh, well, if you let me win the lottery, then I'll donate it all. No, it has to actually come first. So we don't go to our massage therapist and be like, hey, girl, give me a massage. And once you give me the massage, I'll go donate. No, pay for the massage. So I just want us to think some of the wealthiest people in the world have the biggest impact on humanity, whether you believe that or not. So how can you be of more service? How can you help more people? How can you make a bigger impact? That's what I want you to be asking. Not even, how can I have more money? How can I make a bigger difference? And then be compensated for the bigger difference. So every day my thoughts are, how can I teach this to more people? How can I help more people? How can I help people to awaken and to grow and to ascend? And I want more people to feel this level of gratitude. I want people to feel this level of joy. I want people to feel what it feels like to be wealthy. I want you to feel it. And not from me just giving you money. I want you to be so proud of what you've done, so proud of who you've become, of the difference you've made in this world, that you sit back and you're like, I did that. This is who I am. This is me. That's what I want for all of you.